All right. Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's do that. It's a bit dark. Never mind. How are we all? Hello, welcome to another week. Another pub quiz here in my lair. Yeah. As always, we'll give people a few minutes to come on. Yeah. Welcome. Back to a full quiz this week. 4 spoken rounds and then the picture round. There's no anagram this week because I couldn't find my Scrabble set. I don't know where it's gone. So I moved rooms recently and I think I've put it in a drawer somewhere, but I don't know which drawer. So I need to try and dig that out. This week I'm drinking Robinsons. I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear today. I think I woke up with a bit of a hangover. I think I had a few too many gins yesterday. And I start my new job tomorrow. So I figured I should be semi-coherent. So I'm on just a very weak bit of orange. Bottoms up. Welcome, Beverly. Wow, I hope I live up to that and appear as a catch. I'm slightly dishevelled again this week. I haven't shaved, but I'll try my best. I will try my best. So we'll give it a few minutes for a few more people to arrive. As always, we'll start probably about 5 past with the actual questions. Remember to go to bit.ly/Windsor quiz to get your answer sheet up. Full answer sheet this week. But again, no Scrabble round because I've lost my Scrabble set. So we'll hopefully be back to that next week. Still no word from the Windsor about when I am in a different room. I'm in my bedroom because this desk is my working desk, although it's normally against the wall and I sit the other side of it. But it's a bit of a pain to move it in and out and stuff. So I'm giving this a go to see if it's easier to just leave it here and broadcast from here. If it doesn't work, we'll look for something different next week. But I think it should work quite well. What was I was saying something? Well, never mind. Yes. So normal quizzing service. Oh yes. I haven't heard from Zaf at the Windsor yet about when we're allowed back to the Windsor. I think entertainment inside is still banned and pub quizzes count as entertainment. So I think probably for the rest of July, we'll be here and then possibly into August as well. So I'll let you know before this all ends when we'll be heading back to the Windsor. Let's do the scores from last week. I did them this week. So the scores from last week. In first place with 34 points, it was Carefully Two Hats. In second place with 33 points, it was See You in the Pub, Scotty. In third place with 30 points, it's Gerd, the tiebreak winner. Okay. In joint fourth place, both with 29 points apiece, it's the Wooden Tops and Nobbies. In sixth place there was Chris Lomas on his own. Chris Lomas solo polo version. Vision, the whatever, yeah. I can't read it from here. It's too far away. In seventh place with 21 points, it was Stanley Johnson's Greek Adventure. And in last place with 11 points, it was The Delinquents. I'm not really too sure, Ma. Yeah, I did drink a fair amount of gin yesterday. I had a few when I got back as well. So let's go back to the broadcast. There we go. So we're going to start with the questions in about a minute's time. This will be my first sober quiz. So we'll see. We'll see. It makes a difference to last week. I was, as you may have noticed, slightly inebriated last week. So That's pretty good timing there, Danny. Danny was at mine earlier on, and he's travelled all the way back to Woodford from here, so he's done well to make the quiz. Okay, so the rounds in this evening's quiz are connections, as always. We'll open with the connections round. Round 2 is history, I believe. Then a round on Jack and Jill, and then a round on food and drink, plus the picture round at the end as well, which is Guess the Famous Face. So with that, I think we'll get started with round 1. So I'm going to ask you 9 general knowledge questions. Question 10 is, what is the connection between the previous 9 answers? So there'll be a connection at the end of the round. So, question 1. Who founded the record company Paisley Park Records and recorded much of his music at Paisley Park Studios in Minnesota? That's who founded the record company Paisley Park Records and recorded much of his music at Paisley Park Studios in Minnesota. I also currently only have one ear. My eardrum decided to stop working the other day, so luckily I don't need to hear for this quiz, just to be able to read, although the camera's a bit further away than usual because I'm in a different place, and the screen is just a little bit harder to read, so I'm kind of having to squint and strain. And also my prescriptions. I need a new prescription. Lomas. Actually in a plane. You're watching this from in a plane. That is wonderful. There we go. I think this is the first time anyone's been watching us from a plane, so that's pretty fun. Question 2. In the Daphne du Maurier novel Rebecca, what is the name of the head housekeeper of the Mandalay estate, who was devoted to Maxim de Winter's first wife, but resents his new wife? I don't think Chris is flying this plane, Hannah. I don't think he's quite able to go up to 35,000 feet in his little plane. Could be wrong, but I feel like it wouldn't go up that high. Question 3. The national anthem of the USA is commonly known as the Star-Spangled what? That's the national anthem of the USA is commonly known as the Star-Spangled what? Remember, you're looking for a connection between all of these answers. Question 4. On the TV show Thunderbirds, what is the name of Lady Penelope's butler? That's on the TV show Thunderbirds, what is the name of Lady Penelope's butler? I nearly said lover then, but butler, not lover. Could have been, Andy. Question 5. In 2016 and 2019, actress Maisie Williams was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series for playing which character in Game of Thrones? That's in 2016 and 2019, actress Maisie Williams was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series for playing which character in Game of Thrones? few people I've noticed have joined the stream since I started. If we get to the end of this round and you've missed any questions, just pop the question numbers in the chat and I can repeat it. But we'll wait to the end to do that. This is a connections round, so you're looking for a connection between all of these answers. Question 6. Of all of the countries in England, which has the fewest number of counties, of all of the counties in England, which has the fewest letters in its name? It's in all of the counties in England, which has the fewest letters in its name? Question 7. What was the name of the gopher who regularly appeared alongside Philip Schofield in the broom cupboard on children's BBC in the 1980s? What was the name of the gopher who regularly appeared alongside Philip Schofield in the broom cupboard on children's BBC in the 1980s? I think if I do this, does that make it better or worse? Yeah, see, I thought it might make it worse. It now makes this side of my face too dark. Oh well, never mind. I didn't want to set... I've got a big light. I didn't want to set it up. I thought this would be enough, but it might not be. So I might need to get that out for next week. Get it out for the lads. Question 8. Known as the King of Cowboys, what was the stage name of Leonard Franklin Sly, who was born in Cincinnati in 1911? That's known as the King of Cowboys. What was the stage name of Leonard Franklin Sly, who was born in Cincinnati in 1911? Remember, you're looking for a connection as well, so something that links all of these answers together. You'll have I'll give you a minute or so at the end of the round if you get the connection to work backwards and try and fill stuff in. Question 9. In a 1992 film and its 1993 sequel, who hosts a late-night cable access show with his best friend Garth? That's in a 1992 film and its 1993 sequel, who hosts a late-night cable access show with his best friend Garth? And then your question 10 is simply, what's the connection between these previous 9 answers? So you're looking for a connection there. So I'll give you about a minute with those. Work through trying to work out where the connection is and backfilling any answers if you've got it. If anyone needs any repeats, just pop the question numbers in the chat and I can repeat those for you. Otherwise, in a moment we'll move on and do round 2, which I think, if I've done this right, is going to be history. I think it's 10 questions all about history, which hopefully Pete will like, although it's probably not a history round Pete will actually enjoy. Question 2 again. Absolutely. Question 2 of that round was, in Daphne du Maurier's novel Rebecca, what is the name of the head housekeeper of the Mandalay estate who was devoted to Maxime de Winter's first wife, but resents his new wife? I think I know the opening line of that novel. I think it's "Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again." I think that's it. There you go. Never read it. Number 9 for Helen. Question 9 was, in a 1992 film and its 1993 sequel, who hosts a late night cable access show with his best friend Garth? Okay then, so if everyone's happy with those, got all of their answers submitted, we'll go on to our next round, which is going to be, I think, history, but if it's not, then we'll know when I get there. See this little purple light that's like here? My desk has lights underneath it, and it's currently set to purple. Looks quite nice at night. I normally have all the lights off, but just the little purple glow. Anyway, so let's do round 2. Round 2. There we go, history. Good. So question 11. In 1921, who opened the UK's first birth control clinic? That's in 1921, who opened the UK's first birth control clinic? So as always, not as always, we didn't do it last week, but this week what we'll do is we'll go to the end of round 3, and then we'll have a short break so you guys can refill your drinks, have a cigarette, whatever you need to do, and then we'll come back and do the final 2 rounds and all of the answers. So after question 30, we'll have our break. So it's question 11, which is in 1921, who opened the UK's first birth control clinic? This is a history round. Question 12, sorry. Coronavirus. Question 12. Which event of July 1845 was watched by an estimated 1.9 billion people worldwide? Almost 40% of the world's population. There we go. So that was question 12. Which event of 1985 was watched by an estimated 1.9 billion people worldwide? Almost 40% of the world's population. That's crazy that in 85 the world's population was only, 5 billion? And now it's, 7? Mad. Question 13. Which ancient unit of length was based on the length of a forearm from the bottom of the elbow to the tip of the middle finger? That's which ancient unit of length was based on the length of the forearm from the bottom of the elbow to the tip of the middle finger? That. Feels weird doing this and not being blasted. The odd silences seem odder. That's question 13 again. Which ancient unit of length was based on the length of the forearm from the bottom of the elbow to the tip of the middle finger? Question 14. Published in 1880, which of the following were not present in Britain's first ever telephone directory? A. Names, B. Addresses, or C. Phone numbers? That's published in 1880. Which of the following were not present in Britain's first ever telephone directory? A. Names, B. Addresses, or C. Phone numbers? Question 15. Which British coin was withdrawn from circulation in 1984? That's which British coin was withdrawn from circulation in 1984? You can almost see my bookshelf. Angle it higher next time. There's not much on. There is this on there. So I worked on. No one leave the chat. I worked on Jeremy Corbyn's general election campaign in 2019, and Unite the Union thought we were going to win. Idiots. And they sent us cases and cases of this ale, Corbynista Victory Ale, and they were all over Party HQ on the night of the election. And when the exit poll came in, Val, the office supervisor, ran around very surreptitiously hiding them all because Victory Ale, when we lost that badly, sent out the wrong message. But I managed to swipe a couple as my memento of my time on a sinking ship. Question... There you go. Show you that. Question 16. Referring to something that often happened spontaneously during demonstrations, which of the following is a name commonly used to refer to events between 1987 and 1981 that led to Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania becoming independent? A. The Singing Revolution, B. The Clapping Revolution, or C. The Dancing Revolution? So that's question 16. Referring to something that often happened spontaneously during demonstrations, which of the following is the name commonly used to refer to the events between 1987 and 1991 that led to Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania becoming independent? A. The Singing Revolution, B. The Clapping Revolution, or C. The Dancing Revolution? Question 17. In the 19th century, the term bone shaker was commonly used to refer to an early type of what? That's in the 19th century, the term bone shaker was commonly used to refer to an early type of what? Sorry, looking at the results of the Polish election. Question 18. A poster featuring the British Secretary of State for War, Lord Kitchener, above the words "Wants You" was used as part of a British Army recruitment campaigns for which war? A. World War One, or B. World War Two? Question 19. Which famous person officially declared the 1936 Summer Olympics open? That's which famous person officially declared the 1936 Summer Olympics open? Well, you won't like our picture round then, Andy, which is famous faces. Yes, I mean, it's just it's there, I think, for, the avoidance of doubt. Question 20. In one of the events from a year that she referred to as an annus horribilis, which of the Queen's official residences suffered extensive damage from a fire in November 1992? That's in one of the events from a year that she referred to as an annus horribilis. Which one of the Queen's official residences suffered extensive damage from a fire in November 1992? And that brings us to the end of the history round. No, sorry, Andy. I always expect you to be the pedant in the comments. And I didn't write this quiz, so it doesn't matter. So that brings us to the end of the history round. So in a moment, we'll 13, repeat of 13, absolutely. Question 13 was, which ancient unit of length was based on the length of the forearm from the bottom of the elbow to the tip of the middle finger? And that brings us to the end of that round. So now we, in a moment, we'll go on and do round 3, which I believe is Jack and Jill. I'm going to ask you 10 general knowledge questions themed around either a Jack or a Jill. Quite simple. I think that's it. If it's not, it's food and drink. But I think that's the round 3. It doesn't show me on here, so I don't know until I press the button. Okay, so if everyone's happy, it seems, with that round, we'll jump straight in and do round 3. There we go. Jack and Jill. So question 21. Jack Daniels is a brand of whiskey produced in which US state? That's Jack Daniels is a brand of whiskey produced in which US state? I'm getting more and more purple. It's like glowing purple around here. It's great. Question 22. In which James Bond film does the character Jill Masterson does the character Jill Masterson die from skin suffocation? That's in which James Bond film does the character Jill Masterson die from skin suffocation? Which does not sound pleasant. Question 23. In the nursery rhyme Jack and Jill, what two things were used to mend Jack's head after he had fallen down the hill? That's in the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill. What two things were used to mend Jack's head after he had fallen down the hill? Just spying on my garden. On the shelf. What, here? What? Oh, here. This is my Lego Congress, but it's fallen apart when I moved rooms, so I've got to rebuild it. But it's the United States Congress made of Lego. But I need to do some repairs, some alterations. Question 24. Best known for a style of painting called action painting, which artist was nicknamed Jack the Dripper? That's best known for a style of painting called action painting, which artist was known as Jack the Dripper? One of those questions that I'm sure you can probably take a guess at. Question 25. For which of the following types of animal is a female referred to as a Jill? A, a fox, B, a ferret, or C, a flamingo? That's for which of the following types of animal is a female referred to as a Jill? A, a fox, B, a ferret, or C, a flamingo? Question 26. In which year did Jack Ruby commit the first murder to be broadcast live on TV? That's in what year did Jack Ruby commit the first murder to be broadcast live on TV? That's question 26 in the Jack and Jill round. Can't possibly comment on any of these comments, any of this wild speculation that's going on in the comments section. Question 27. In 2011, the 2011 film Jack and Jill won a record 10 Golden Raspberry Awards, including both Worst Actor and Worst Actress for the same actor who played for which actor who played both title roles? Thus, the 2011 film Jack and Jill won a record 10 Golden Raspberry Awards, including both Worst Actor and Worst Actress, for which actor who played both title roles? That's question 27. Question 28. Question 28. Which 1980s TV series did Jill Gascoigne star as Detective Inspector Maggie Forbes? That's in which 1980s TV series did Jill Gascoigne star as Detective Inspector Maggie Forbes? Yeah, the lighting's really weird without the proper light, and it's really grainy as well, isn't it? It's really struggling. Need to make sure I set my light up next week. Wonder how much worse it's going to get as it gets darker outside. Maybe it'll get better. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Question 29. In the fairy tale, Jack and the Beanstalk, what does Jack trade for the magic beans that grow into the beanstalk? That's in the fairy tale, Jack and the Beanstalk. What does Jack trade for the magic beans that grow into the beanstalk? And question 30, which is your last question in this Jack and Jill round. Question 30 is, how is Mildred Hubble known in the title of a series of books by Jill Murphy? That's how is Mildred Hubble known in the titles of a series of books by Jill Murphy. So that's the end of your Jack and Jill round. 10 general knowledge questions all about Jack or Jill. If anyone would like any repeats, pop the question numbers in the chat and I can repeat those. Seeming like we are all good there then. Okay, so we'll give it another minute. Just see what people are, see if the chat's delayed or not. See what people are saying about wanting repeats. I'm assuming we're all in a good place. Okay, let's take our break. Should we take a 10-minute break? We'll come back at 10 to. So we'll come back at 50 rather, and we'll do the final two rounds and all of the answers. So yeah, see all you guys back here 10 minutes time. Or should we do 5 minutes? 10 minutes feels quite long. Let's do 5 minutes. Yes. Let's do 5 minutes because I think 10 minutes seems very long. So let's come back here at 45 and carry on with the quiz. So see you all in 5 minutes. All right. Back again. Guess who's back? I do that all the time, don't I? I need a different song. I want you back. I want you back for good. We'll give people a few minutes to rejoin us. I went from orange to summer fruits. Because I'm a rebel. Yes, my legs are purple. Yes, it's the light. There's a light here, an LED. I can make them other colours. Where's the app? God, I hate iPhones so much. There we go. Let's make them green. Hey, green or orange. Can't really see orange. Blue. There you go. No, it's purple again. There we go. Anyway, I can do what I like, you see. Clever, this. Don't mix your drinks. Very good. I like that, Hannah. I appreciate that comment an awful lot. It does feel quite odd not sitting here with a margarita or some such. Okay, move on and do round 4. So round 4 is food and drink. I'm going to ask you 10 questions about food or drink. Nice and straightforward. So round 4. Yeah, I went on a cycle ride today with Danny and Dom, who's also watching, and I very nearly didn't make it round. I was in quite a bad way because of my hangover. So that was when I decided that I should take an easy day. And I haven't had a drop all day. Not a drop. Question 31. What herb is one of the main ingredients in a mojito cocktail? Oh, Hannah, I'll let Dom tell you. Danny didn't break it. It was just sort of broken when Danny got on it. So that is question 31. What herb is one of the main ingredients of a mojito cocktail? I'm not going to say any more. I'll let Dom. Spain, Germany, USA, and Bookham, and we've got someone playing from a plane. I mean, we've got it all here. I mean, why would you ever want to go anywhere else? The Alan Cole Show quiz. This is where it's at. I mean, look at that. All united. And hello, Tash. Good to hear from you. I'm glad you're all having fun. Question 32 in the food and drink round. In June 2020, what brand of rice announced it was scrapping the image of a black farmer that had featured on the brand's packaging since the 1940s? That's in June 2020. Which brand of rice announced it was scrapping the image of a black farmer that had featured on the brand's packaging since the 1940s? I think, Hannah, just on the bike thing, I think it's a relatively easy fix. So I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's too bad. And if it's not an easy fix, you can just stand up for the whole ride. Be fine. Not a problem. So that was question 32. In June of 2020, which brand of rice announced it was scrapping the image of a black farmer that had featured on the brand's packaging since the 1940s? Question 33. For whiskey to be called Scotch whiskey, it must be aged in oak barrels in Scotland for at least how many years? That's for whiskey to be called Scotch whiskey. It must be aged in oak barrels in Scotland for how many years? Tash, tonight I am drinking fruit juices. Well, squashes in particular. I'm on summer fruits right now, and it's a strong one. It's just not as very weak, actually. You can see. So I'm not drinking this evening. I'm off the sauce for the evening. So that's question 33. For whiskey to be called Scotch whisky, it must be aged in oak barrels in Scotland for at least how many years? Question 34. Paneer is a type of cheese that is often used in which of the following? A. Chinese food, B. Indian food, or C. Thai food? How long has it been aged for? Probably brought it earlier on this week, so only a few days, Tash, only a few days. I know, it's very much unlikely, but don't worry, normal service will resume next week. Paneer is a type of cheese that is often used in which of the following? A. Chinese food, B. Indian food, or C. Thai food? Question 35. In terms of both revenue and number of locations, what is the largest coffee house chain in the world? That's in terms of both revenue and number of locations, what is the largest coffee house chain in the world? Question 35. In terms of both revenue and number of locations, what is the largest coffee house chain in the world? Then on to question 36. Martinborough and Marlborough, there we go, are wine regions in which country? That's Martinborough and Marlborough are wine regions in which country? I thought I turned off this bloody Streamlabs thing. Sorry, Hannah, your comments got deleted. Never mind. Bit late as well. They got deleted after I'd seen them. Stupid bot. Pretty sure I turned it off. But obviously I didn't, so. So that was question 36. Martinborough and Marlborough are wine regions in which country? Question 37 then will be, what soft drink was created in Germany during the Second World War when a trade embargo meant that Coca-Cola syrup couldn't be imported and has a name that is short for the German word for imagination? That's what soft drink was created in Germany during the Second World War when a trade embargo meant that Coca-Cola syrup couldn't be imported and has a name that is short for the German word for imagination. It's pure imagination. So that question again, question 37. Which soft drink was created in Germany during the Second World War when a trade embargo meant that Coca-Cola syrup couldn't be imported and has a name that is short for the German word for imagination? Question 38. Born in 1890, Colonel Sanders is best remembered for founding which food chain? That's born in 1980. Colonel Sanders is best remembered for founding which food chain? Nice, nice hard question for for the food and drink round. You got to put some challenging questions in there. You can't have it too easy. As this quiz often is. This quiz is often too easy. So I'm glad that we have questions like this that up the stakes slightly. Non-zero chance that my mum and Archie still get this question wrong. But so move quickly on after that question to question 39. Which ice cream based product has a name that means little horn in Italian? That's what ice cream what ice cream based product has a name that means little horn in Italian? I know you do, Mother. I know you do. I was just jesting. That's what I was doing. Danny, I think they served together in the fast food wars. I think that happened. Yeah. So, question 39. Which ice cream based product has a name that means little horn in Italian? And question 40, your last spoken question of this round. Before this phrase was removed in 2010 due to EU regulations stating that weights and measures on packaging must be in metric. The packaging on Cadbury dairy milk bars produced between the questions cut off, but I can assume. In fact, I won't assume because to assume is to make an ass of you and me. Give me 1 second and I will be right back. Guess who's back? Need a new song. Question 40. There we go. Before the phrase was removed in 2010 due to EU regulations stating that weights and measures on packaging must be in metric, the packaging on Cadbury dairy milk chocolate bars produced between 1928 and 2010 said that they contained how much milk? So there we go. That is the end of our food and drink round. Does anyone need any repeats? If you do, pop the question numbers in the chat and I can repeat those. I'll leave that one on screen for a little bit longer. It's a longer question and half of it was cut off, but I'm assuming everyone's got that. Question 40 is on the screen, Mar. That's the repeat of question 40. It's there. Before the phrase was removed in 2010 due to EU regulations stating that weights and measures on packaging must be in metric, the packaging on Cadbury dairy milk chocolate bars produced between... You should be able to see the end bit now, Well, between 1928 and 2010 said they contained how much milk? On the packaging of a Cadbury bar, how much milk did it say they contained? That is the end of those questions. Great. Awesome. Pretty happy there. We're going to go on now in a second. We're going to do the picture round. The picture round this week is famous faces. I'm going to show you 10 pictures of famous faces. And I'm saying famous a lot here just to annoy Andy. And I just need you to tell me who they are, really simply. Who do you see? Okay, well, if everyone's happy, we'll go on and do the picture round. Picture 1. Who is this famous person? Or you can see the bright pink even more now. There you go. Picture 1. Who is that famous person? Okay, picture 2. Picture 2. Who is this famous person? I think there is a mistake in this quiz. We'll carry on, but when we get to a later picture, it might be a picture of this person again. And that's my bad. I'll fix it when we get there if that's the case. But for now, picture 2. Who is this person? Picture 3. Who is this famous person? Yeah, I lined it out that way. I aimed it up. I didn't really. Picture 4. Who is this famous person? Famous, famous, famous. All these people are famous. Sorry, I'm just being mean. I feel like if this was green under the table, it would look like kryptonite. Some kryptonite under the table. Picture 5. Who is this? There, I knew that was going to happen. Give me 1 second. Damn it! I will be right back. Picture 5. Who is this famous person? Some of the more eagle-eyed among you may have worked out what happened there, but that's picture 5. I should put the numbers on these pictures, really, shouldn't I, so that people don't lose track. So that's picture 5. Who is that person? Picture 6. Who is this person? So who is that famous person? Picture 7. I am. Who is this famous person? That would be great, wouldn't it? Having a tesseract lying around. Things you could do. Picture 8. Who is this famous person? Sorry, I'm getting carried away. Picture 8. Who is this famous person? I did that deliberately zoomed in on your screens just to really scare you all at home that have got it on the big TVs. Never seen this face so big. I mean, it's a big face, to be fair, in real life, but you've probably never seen it. They're quite this big. It's good, isn't it? It's good. It really, it's quite confronting, I think, which makes sense. This man's, I mean, not aggressive, but certainly, you know, would punch you if you threw an egg at him. Picture 9. Who is this famous person? That is the penultimate question of tonight's quiz. So there's no Scrabble around tonight, as you know. So after the next picture round, I'll give you a minute or so to submit all your answers, and we'll go straight back to the beginning and do all of the correct answers for that round, which I should probably get. I don't have the answers. Haha. So let's get those quickly. Picture 10, the last picture of tonight's quiz. Who is this famous person? Oh my days. Mine decides to reload itself. Great, perfect. There we go. Who is this famous person? I think this is the hardest one of the lot, actually. There we go. Oh, no. That was last week's. Don't want last week's. I want this week's. There we go. Perfect. I don't know who that person is. No, wait, what? That was last week's. I'm confused. Hang on. Can't find the answers. Oh, we might be screwed here. Okay. I can't find the answers. Okay, so that's the end of the quiz. So I'll give you all a minute just to finish up all of your answers and submit them while I work out getting the answers. Oh, I don't know. Don't know what to do here. Don't know how to do this. Anyone know how Macs work? There we go. Done it. We're all good. Okay, so everyone submit their answers. We'll go through the correct answers for tonight's quiz. Stop me now. Speak now. Forever hold your peace. Oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. Okay, so the answers to tonight's quiz. Round 1, which is a connections round. Who founded the record company Paisley Park Records and recorded much of their music at Paisley Park Studios? It was Prince. Question 2. Question 2. The Daphne du Maurier novel Rebecca. The devoted housekeeper was Mrs. Danvers. Miss Danvers. The national anthem of the USA is commonly known as the Star Spangled Banner. On the TV show Thunderbirds, the name of Lady Penelope's butler is Parker. Maisie Williams was nominated for Emmys for playing Arya Stark. 6. All of the counties in England, which one has the fewest letters in its name? It's Kent. Might be seeing a pattern here with these answers. What was the name of the gopher who regularly appeared alongside Philip Schofield? It was Gordon. Gordon the gopher. Who was known as King of Cowboys? What was the stage name of Leonard Franklin Sly, born in Cincinnati in 1911? It was Roy Rogers. And in the 1992 film and its sequel, who hosts a late-night cable access show with his best friend Garth? Even I'm not even drunk and I can't even say words properly today. It was Wayne from Wayne's World, and the connection between all of those was superhero alter egos. It says here for full details see page 5, but I'm not sure we need full details there. I'm sure everyone's got that. Round 2 was a history round, if I'm not mistaken. So, in 1921, who opened the UK's first birth control clinic? It was Mary Stopes. Which event of July 8, 1985 was watched by an estimated 1.9 billion people? It was Live Aid. I don't think anyone needs the full name, so I think we're fine. 3, the ancient unit of length that was based from the elbow to the middle finger was the cubit. The cubit. 4, published in 1980, which of the following wasn't present in the first telephone directory? It was phone numbers. You would ask the operator for someone by name. You wouldn't ever dial a direct phone number. Phone numbers were later invented. So it was C, phone numbers. 5, the British coin. Which British coin was withdrawn from circulation in 1984? It was the halfpenny or the halfpenny. Is that the same thing? I think it is. I don't know. Might not be. It says halfpenny here. 6, referring to something that often happens spontaneously during demonstrations. Which of the following is used to refer to the revolutions that happened in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania? It was A, the singing revolution. The singing revolution. The 17th century term bone shaker was commonly used to refer to a bicycle. A bicycle. Lord Kitchener with the slogan "Wants You" featured on posters recruiting people for World War I, First World War. Although then it was probably just called the World War, the Great War, I think it was called, wasn't it? Number 9. Which famous person officially declared in the 1936 Summer Olympics Open? It was Adolf Hitler. Got to say that with an American accent. Adolf Hitler. And the property that was burnt in the Queen's Annus Horribilis was Windsor Castle, or Windsor Castle, as I like to say sometimes. Not the pub. I cycled there the other day to Windsor Castle. It was good fun. Round 3 was Jack and Jill. When I find it. There we go. 10 general knowledge questions about Jack and Jill. Jack Daniels is produced in Tennessee. In which James Bond film does one of the characters die by skin suffocation? It was Goldfinger. She gets covered in gold paint and suffocates and dies. In the nursery rhyme Jack and Jill, what's used to mend Jack's head after he's fallen down the hill? It's vinegar and brown paper. I'm not sure how that would help, but there we go. Best known for a style of painting called action painting, who is known as Jack the Dripper. It was Jackson Pollock. Or a load of Pollocks, if you ask me. Sorry. For which of the following is the female referred to as a Jill? Is it a fox, a ferret, or a flamingo? It's a ferret. B, a ferret. Female ferrets are known as Jill. In what year did Jack Ruby commit the first murder to be broadcast live on television? It was 1963. He killed Lee Harvey Oswald, who had been charged with assassinating the president, John F. Kennedy. The 2011 film Jack and Jill won a record 10 Golden Raspberries. Who played both characters, male and female Jack and Jill? It was Adam Sandler. In the 1980s TV series, in which 1980s TV series did Jill Gascoigne star as a detective? Maggie Forbes. It was The Gentle Touch. In the fairy tale Jack and the Beanstalk, what does Jack trade for for the magic beans to grow the stalk? It's a cow. And how is Mildred Hubble known in a series of books by Jill Murphy? She's known as the Worst Witch. The Worst Witch. So we'll now do the final round, which was... what was it? Food and drink. There we go. The herb used as one of the main ingredients in a mojito is mint. In June 2020, Uncle Ben announced that they would be taking the Black Farmer off of their packaging. Whiskey needs to be aged in oak barrels in Scotland for 3 years before it can be called Scotch. Paneer is a type of cheese that's used in Indian food. In terms of revenue and locations, the largest coffeehouse chain in the world is Starbucks. It is the one you think it is. Martinborough and Marlborough are wine regions in New Zealand. The soft drink created in Germany during the Second World War was Fanta. Born in 1890. Very funny, yeah. Danny made this joke earlier on. He says, "Guess Coca-Cola was too brown for the Nazis." It's good. It's funny because they were like quite racist and stuff. Quite racist. Alan's understatements here in the Alan Cole Show. Born in 1890, Colonel Sanders is best remembered for founding Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC. What ice cream based product has a name that means little horn in Italian? It's cornetto. And before the phrase was removed from packaging in 2010 due to EU regulations about weights and measures on packaging, a bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk had a glass and a half. A glass and a half. So that's the end of all of those. We'll now move on to the picture rounds. Question 35, coffee shop. Yeah, the coffee shop, it was Starbucks. Largest in terms of both revenue and coffee shop. Starbucks have the most. So the picture round. Picture 1 was Denise Van Outen. Picture 2 was Quentin Tarantino. Picture 3 was Gwen Stefani. 4 was a very young Cilla Black. 5 was Joaquin Phoenix. 6 is Karl Lagerfeld. 7 was Rihanna. 8 was a very in-your-face John Prescott. 9 was Amanda Holden. And 10 was Julian Lennon. And that, I think, brings us to the end of the quiz. Thank you, Mother. I start my new job in about 8 hours. So, gonna go to bed. But yeah, thanks for playing, everyone. Hopefully it was a little bit higher quality this week than it was last week. And we'll be back again next week with another quiz. Hopefully with a Scrabble round back as always, once I find it somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to eat some food, as Danny suggests, and I'm going to fall asleep. And I'll see you all here again next week. Thanks for playing. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that's that awkward moment where I thought I was leaving, but I wasn't.